love in your heart and hold your head high.
Welcome to the Let That Go show with Kassira McKee and Richard Skipper. This show is based on Kassira's book, Let That Go, where she guides people in completely blessing and releasing people, places, and all kinds of things. Kassira and Richard share personal insights and experiences based on concepts in Kassira's book, with guests and you, their co-hosts. Are you ready to let that go? Let's go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I am so happy to see both of you. Kassira, I feel like it's been forever.
It has been.
Yes, the planets are moving in strange and interesting ways, and so are you, Kassira.
Yeah. Yes, in a very strange and interesting way. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm sorry. My new office setup is in my bedrooms. Sorry, guys. You'll live.
Yes, but you're in. Do you want to tell everybody, or should I?
It's humid. I'm back in Dallas. It's extremely humid. I can't do anything with this hair. My hair is in its natural poofy ball state right now, because of the humidity. And all my friends here in Texas know about the humidity. I'm doing the best I can, and I can't find my lipstick yet, so I'm au natural.
But you look gorgeous. I think you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How are you guys?
I'm doing great. I was telling you before we went live that this morning in church, I started going back to church. I mentioned that earlier. The church is directly across the street, and they asked me, because of the Passion of the Christ, if I would read the part of Pontius Pilate in the reading this morning. So I read it.
Did you do it with the British accent, like all the people in Rome?
No, I did it with a southern. I did it like Eunice from Mama's Family. No, I'm joking. No, there's blood on your hands, Jesus. No, I didn't.
Damn it, Jesus.
I just want to make everybody laugh in church. Everybody's being so serious. No, I did not. I did it seriously. But then I'm doing a solo in church next Sunday. So and I went in and they asked me to do this song, and when they gave it to me last Sunday, I says, I don't know this song, and then I said, wait a minute, Richard, stop it, just do it. I mean, nobody's there to judge me, So I'm just I'm doing it, and
except yourself,
except myself, except myself. And it's interesting because it's very interesting. I'm thinking about this because we heard tonight to talk about the pink moon. And again, forgive me for going here, Aaron and Kassira. I'm thinking about what's very much in the news this week, and you know what I'm talking about. And it's very telling
many things,
there's many things in the news, darling. Yeah.
No, but this.
But I know.
This possibility of this trial that's going on, and people having all kinds of opinions that are going on. When you think about today being Palm Sunday, and when Jesus Christ, the traditional story is that as Jesus Christ was going through, he went to get a donkey for his processional, to go through town for his parade. As the minister put it, think of him as doing like an off-Broadway production, going through town. While that was going on through town, Pontius Pilate had a big parade going on in town on the other side. And I think about what's about to transpire in Lower Manhattan on Tuesday. And the Republican Party has their version of their parade that they want to present. Then the Democratic Party has their version of the parade that they want to present. And then it's happening this week on Holy Week. And it's not Holy Week just in
I didn't even know.
it's this is the way my brain operates, and as I'm hearing these stories this morning, I'm thinking it's interesting that it's happening now, and perhaps we all on both sides need to take a step backwards and really do some self-reflection of where we are and how we are observing what's going on and why we are responding to what's going on, uh, and why we are having the reaction to what's going on, regardless of what our political affiliation is.
Right.
Because are we reacting to what's going on because of what we are being told? Or are we responding to what's going on because of what we are feeling? Or are we responding because of anger, fear, hope, whatever is going on? Because the bottom line is that whatever is going to happen on Tuesday, everything that we know about this is based on what we've been told. And the fact of the matter is, we don't know what we don't know.
That's right. That's very true. It's interesting that you say that you compare the two events here, because Kasir and I were looking at some patterns, and that's what this season is all about anyway. This particular moon cycle is about is revelation of the patterns, revealing the patterns, and taking a look at them, seeing the nexus point. How many times have we been through this? Actually look at it. We can look at it in increments of thousands of years, or in our case, we were reviewing a 7-year cycle of something that just happened to Kasira, which I'll let her tell you. But this is what this period is about right now. We're coming out of winter like we've never seen it before, especially in California. We're coming out of
in New York.
Yes.
I mean,
exactly.
New York has never had such a mild winter.
Exactly. Yeah. The entire earth is changing. There's so much going on. It's being revealed, and it's saying, okay, what are you going to do? First of all, are you going to respond, or are you going to react? Just like you were saying, are we going to do it through the filter of our ego, which says, oh, you wronged me, I'm going to blame you for everything? Or we're going to say, look at it from our source, which says, look we get to experience this from our point of view, and we can feed that back into the vacuum, as some scientists call it, back to source.
Mm-hmm.
We feed that point of view back to source, and we can actually have a communication. Is this helpful to me? Is it beneficial for me to respond to this, react to it, whatever? Is it in line with my specific goal for myself? Where does this take me? And that's because the sun is in Aries, saying, let's just shoot the arrow out there, let's just run, let's just go, release the hounds, sort of thing, and let them all run. The Libra moon is saying, let's balance it. Let's look at this kind of like a little more compassionately. What do I get out of this? Yeah, maybe I can say my team won, Super Bowl, whatever we want to call it, the World Cup, what all these kind of things. This is what this is turning into. Same with Jesus, on the cross. My team won over yours, or did they really? The bottom line is, how did it process through my physical being, my physical vehicle that drives me around through this experience of life? How does that benefit? And we can talk about that a little bit later. But Kasir and I were looking at some very interesting patterns that have been popping up for a long time. And if you want to go into it, Kasir, I think that'd be beautiful.
Well, we were talking about this, and Aaron was looking up some things on the chart of the moon, and he asked me, okay, so Friday I had a car accident. It was not my fault. A person swerved over into my lane, and I swerved to avoid him and ended up on the curb, and it completely destroyed my tires and my ABS sensors. And I was trying to get somewhere, and I couldn't get there. So I turned around anyway. I was in the middle of the street, and the fire department came, and the two policemen came, and they were very sweet. And, They took really good care of me, but it still ended up costing me a lot of money to fix. And I just moved to Dallas 2 weeks ago. Needless to say, I was not happy. He asked me, what happened 7 years ago? 7 years ago in May, I was sitting at a stop sign in my
Excuse me.
SUV.
Aaron asked you this question, or what?
Aaron.
Aaron asked
Yeah.
you. Okay, Aaron asked you this
Mhm.
question. Okay.
I
Yeah.
was
This
sitting
is how we
behind a
do our deep
truck.
dives.
That's how we do. Yeah. So
Okay.
so I was sitting in a stop here in Dallas, sitting at a stop sign behind a truck, who apparently didn't know I was there, and why he decided to put his truck in reverse, I have no idea, but he did, and he destroyed my truck. He totaled it by backing into it. 7
So
years
I said,
before
what happened
that,
7 years before that?
yeah, 7 years before that, I don't remember. Let's see, what was that, Aaron? So 2015, 2005, 2005. I don't think I was driving. I think I was in New York and I wasn't driving.
Okay, interesting.
I don't think I was driving then.
Right.
And then, but when I was 7 years old, I was hit by a car. I was my best friend and I got slippery go-go boots for Christmas, and it was the day or two after Christmas, and we were playing chase in our go-go boots. And mine were bone. They were bone colored. Anyway, I'm chasing her, and she grabbed. My house was on a little hill that went to the alley. She grabbed onto the fence and swirled around, and I couldn't make it. So I slipped down the alley, and a station wagon hit me.
Right.
I can laugh now, but I stopped breathing for a minute.
Right.
And my
So it was
mother, my
extremely
stepmother around.
traumatic.
So in 7 year increments, these things happen with cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question regarding that. With each of these instances, were you also on the move?
No.
Well, she was running when she slipped and got hit by the car.
Yeah.
Yet this past week.
Yeah. Well, maybe so. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we were. So
Good.
the bottom line is, we were talking about repeating patterns. And one of the things we both discovered about the pink moon is that it's a time we're waking up from winter, and the Native Americans named it the pink moon because of all the flowers blooming in spring, apparently.
Yes,
and
actually, here's the flower that it was named after.
okay,
Oh,
nice.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for
Pretty.
that. Nice.
Yeah.
And so it's a time of awakening, but also a time of reassessing what we're doing. What are we doing? Where are we going? Is it working for us?
Mm-hmm.
If it's not working, do we stay? Do we walk away? Do we leave? Do we change? You know, it's all about reassessment and readjustment, possibly. I mean, and it's our choice. It's our choice what we decide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's interesting because the choice to look at these events as I was listening to what does he call himself? An intuitive counselor, and he says he was checking his guides were telling him that during these events, what's revealed is our response to the situation. Okay, what's revealed is our response to whether it's negative or positive. If it's typically if something's negative, it filters through our ego, and our ego is set up to protect us. Okay, so it wants to find a way to keep us comfortable. And sometimes, if we don't have a real good communication with our emotional body, we can sometimes throw our reactions into sort of a negative, unresourceful place. So one of the things he said was, we can throw blame around, and we can say, oh, look what happened to me. That person over there did this to me. as we evolve into these new frequencies, we'll start to say, wait a minute, what really was my part in that? Really, Aaron, look at yourself and say, what was going on before? What went on at that moment? And how did you react or respond to it afterwards? And did you react or respond in a way that actually resourced you or drained your resources?
Mm-hmm.
Typically, blaming throws all of our power away. It throws it all into the, wherever. If we say, wait a minute, I really screwed that up. Suddenly I've gained my power back and my ability to find a system that will allow me to correct the issues, I actually learned that from a stage manager some years back. She says, if you fucked up, the best thing to say is, oops, I fucked up. I know what to do now. And they won't ever ask that. You won't get questioned. I didn't know that before that, to literally take the full responsibility. Oh, I'm really sorry. And I apologize for, I should say screwed up.
Well, you said it. It's okay. Oh, to own it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
And now I know. Yeah. Exactly. So it's a powerful place to be when I say I created this drama. Oh, so then I know how to fix it. If they created it over there, I have no idea. It's an interesting place to consider.
Well, again, I was hearing, some attorneys talking again about Tuesday again. And it's very interesting. All the people that are weighing in on this are not talking about the actual case. They're blaming the DA. They're blaming the judge. They're blaming jurors that have not even been picked yet, that they're not going to be able to be fair or whatever. And they're not even talking about why this is happening even now. And you're absolutely right that we have to take responsibility for what brought us to this point. Why are we here? Why is this happening? Let everything unfold and let's see where this takes us. And then let's step back and let's say, okay, what can we learn from this? What can we glean from this? And where can this take us?
Yeah. Yeah. It really does, when we can gather up our resources, which is the events and how they affect us and the people around us, then we can do, okay, I pulled a card for us for my brand new Oracle deck that I got for my birthday.
I pulled 3 cards today too. I pulled 3 cards. Yeah.
Did you just have a birthday?
It was in March. It was
okay. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. And I think you did wish me birthday, so thank you again. I'm not a year older just because you wished it twice, just so you know.
Well, celebrate it. I believe in celebrating every day. You know that.
Yeah, and it's been that way all month. It's been fantastic. So the card that I pulled, and I thought, well, what does this mean? But it says, let me see if I can line that up with no glare.
Oh, I love this.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Wow.
Breathe. And we look at it and say, breathe.
She's
obvious.
A lotus blossom.
Yeah, that's true. Lotus blossom. Yeah, that's true. Oh, let's see. Yeah. So I'm going to try to read this to you real quick because it was so wonderful. Of course, it represents patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, and meditation and trust. Okay, the Oracle's message is patience in all things is called for right now.
Oh my God. And the number is 29. And I was reading today about the number 11. I was born on the 11th, and the number 11 keeps popping up for me.
Yeah, we're all seeing 11 a lot. Oh my gosh, just all over the place. It's a reflection. It's a doorway.
Oh, Aaron, yesterday we were talking. You said 444.
Yes.
Oh well, yeah. Yes. Well, that's specifically for your frequency, because this is part of human design, and one day maybe we'll bring on somebody who can teach us more about human design. I have a couple friends who are really into it, and you are the projector, and the projector, the build up, the makeup of a projector is not to work a 40-hour week, not to work more than 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, 4 weeks a year. 4 weeks a month. So 444. And interesting, if you
I'm
look
not
at the
supposed to
angel,
work more than 4 hours a day. And I
right.
have to tell you, if anybody hasn't looked, I know there's somebody watching who is, I don't know if it's, thank you, Natasha, for the compliment earlier, by the way. Someone that's watching has said that they are knowledgeable about the New Human Design.
Oh yeah.
And according to New Human Design, I'm not supposed to work more than 4 hours a day. And that's so
Right.
true. I give it everything I've gotten. After 4 hours, I'm just like,
Right.
I'm just like energyless for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a, then you have to work literally to rebuild up your reserves. So, it's
me.
of course a little more than that, but I thought, when that came through is like, oh wait, 444. That's beautiful, because in when we look up that 444 as an angel number, we see that it's representative of the task the work we're doing, the project or whatever that we're working on is supported from the divine. Okay, and you're having, doors are opening, systems are functioning properly. It's one of those reminders. Like you see a 444, you're like, oh, what I'm doing is okay. And usually I see 444, of course, at work, because that's 444. And I'm thinking, okay, so I'm supported right now what I'm doing. Sometimes I see it at other times.
Oh, we got hacked.
Well, they're gone. They're blocked.
Yeah, they're gone. That was so stupid.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
I missed it. Oh well.
I'm not repeating it.
Should we say hi to everybody on the show? Who's
I
watching
was looking at Natasha and Alan and Cherie and oh gosh, Aaron. Hi, Aaron. Yeah. Hi, guys. Joyce. Hi, Joyce. Yeah, we got a few people watching. That's nice. Hi, guys. Anything you want to say about are you feeling any of this as we approach the pink moon, which is on the 6th? I mean, on the
6th, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You asking the chat or are you asking me?
I'm asking the chat.
The chat, okay.
But go ahead, Aaron.
In. So yeah, we have this moon in Libra, and there's like a battle of wills out there in the cosmos. It's very interesting because we have all this energy in Taurus. We have the moon is sitting over in Libra. We have all this energy in Aries, and everybody's looking across the table like this at each other. And somebody is waiting for somebody to make a move, it seems. The question is, am I going to reflect back through this Libra energy, which is balance, wait and see, hold, just breathe into it, be of service to the situation instead of in rebellion of the situation? Or am I going to be coming from that Aries energy, which is just hit them, just kill them, off with their head right now, and the Taurus energy, which is bury them, so we have these reflective energies going back and forth that can, we'll feel them acutely, and we'll feel them on the global stage as well, like what's happening in France, what's happening in I think there's something in Norway. We don't get to see that on the media because, of course, we have our dramas here in the U.S. And our hearts go out to all the victims of the recent
oh my
shootings.
Gosh.
Horrible.
Shootings, train accidents, so much.
Yeah. So our hearts go out to those people.
I had a dream about the train accident before it happened.
Wow.
And I told Danny about it. I said there's going to be another train accident, and it was very, very strange. And the interesting thing is that Danny is working on a project celebrating the history of. There used to be the Erie Railroad used to come through Rockland County, where we lived. And the train station was a major stopping off point. It doesn't exist anymore, but the train station is still here. And he is involved as part of the Piermont Historical Society with this big event that's happening in May, celebrating the history of the train station. And and I don't know if it was because of all the work that he's doing with that, but I had this very vivid dream about this accident happening.
Wow.
You're tuned in.
Wow.
Yeah. So, we don't take those for granted. There's not anything you could do about it. You can't call somebody and say, oh, by the way, your train's going to wreck, because then, of course, they're going to think that you're the cause of it,
I have to acknowledge. I have to acknowledge Sherry. Yes, Sherry, we have several storms going on in central and north Texas. We had a storm move through earlier. We're under a tornado watch until 11. But it looks like a glob of weather. We may miss it. So it's so far so good. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just wanted to acknowledge her.
Oh, no, I'm glad you did.
But that's a big deal, Mr. Richard, that you had that dream.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of dreams with a lot of people in them. Aaron and I have talked about it. There's a lot of people in my dreams. I have no idea who they are. And I interact with them. I had another one last night where I was in a building with tons of people that were just hanging out. They just go there and they hang out. And I stayed there a couple of nights with somebody, and I was just hanging out with all these people in this huge old building. It was really bizarre. And Aaron
it's funny that you say that. I was reading an article that people don't hang out anymore just for the sake of hanging out. That we all used to do that. We'd go to places. People used to go to the mall and hang out. People don't do that anymore.
Right.
People go to
we
places.
Don't hang out anymore.
People go to places with a specific purpose to be there. So it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing that this moon cycle is reflecting is what are my needs for my journey? Okay. What are we have
my requirements and my desires? Yep.
And what supports me, and how can I support myself in getting that? There will be a lot of I don't like use the word interruptions, but there will be a lot of energies passing around us. They might reflect as interruptions. They might come to us as and some of them can be jarring, depending on how focused we are on whatever it is we're working on. So, maybe we can ask ourselves, all right, this interruption is here to remind me to do one thing. Maybe that's breathe. We can set up that agreement with spirit. Okay, when you interrupt me, that means I forgot to breathe. I'm just going to take that deep breath in and reboot my system here. A lot of people want to go on vacation during spring break, of course, all that kind of stuff. But really what they want to do is feel at ease with themselves, with breathing, with the absolute basics of life. Breath.
But even when people go on those vacations, on those spring break vacations or whatever, they're not taking the time to breathe 9 times out of 10. How many times have people taken a vacation and they come back more exhausted than they were when they went, because they were always on the go. They're always thinking about, what do I do next? What do I do next? Rather than just being. A vacation, ideally, should be just being in the moment and being totally present at all moments and going with the flow. And
so there is a restaurant in Austin called El Arroyo, and they're known for their marquise. And a friend of mine just posted this today. Being abducted by aliens might just be the vacation I need at this point.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's the part where we can reflect and say, oh, wait a minute, I'm listening to somebody else's value. Do I really want to go spend time, money, energy, and all that kind of stuff to do something that I don't know is going to really support me? Now, if you do go, you can say, where am I? Who am I? What do I want? Where am I taking care of myself? Am I breathing? Am I consuming? Have I stopped eating properly? Have I stopped drinking enough water? Have I crunched myself down to try to fit this situation? Or am I going to stand up and say, I'm here and this is where I'm supposed to be. It's the right time, the right place for me to be here, to take a deep breath, to relax, And it takes a moment to do that. We can do that while we're listening to somebody, and suddenly the whole world, the cosmos, opens up to us when we do that. Yeah.
I picked 3 very interesting cards.
Yes.
I'm not sure which ones to read first. One is
The first
called
one.
Don't Apologize, Testify.
Oh.
Take the great leap, or worry less, live more. I'm not sure which to read first.
Well, I say go with the take the leap, because that's something you've just done.
Take the great leap.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Wherever you perceive yourself to be in the evolution of your life, you can always begin again. Hold on to nothing but the openness to take the great leap into your next level of unfoldment. You remain receptive. Each moment becomes an invitation for the divine to interpret itself as you in a greater way than you could possibly imagine. This is a Michael Beckwith card.
Okay, sounds like
this is a Michael Beckwith card. Yeah, this is an agape card. I call it the agape cards.
Yeah.
But I really like, worry is like paying interest on money you haven't borrowed, and it pays no dividends except more worry. In the nowness of the moment, express gratitude for your life just as it is, and you will initiate a celebration of all the good that is yours. When you are in tune with this law of mind, you are freed from the prison of constantly placing your attention on the quantity of things, because quality of consciousness is your priority. I really kind of like this one. I'm going to read this last one. Don't apologize, testify. As you begin to consciously grow and unfold, do not apologize for the good that is taking place in your life. Testify to it. Testify that something in you has transformed. Testify that there is a power, presence, and love that is everywhere. Glow with the inner radiance that gives witness to your inner splendor so that others can see what you're glorifying. I did have a very good friend. I have had her in my life for years. Her and her husband, and we have a lot of the same friends here in Dallas, that said that I inspired her. Just so anybody knows, I got rid of everything that I've been carting around for years in moving trucks. And what didn't fit in my car did not come to Dallas with me. I let it all go. All the furniture, all the kitchen crap, a lot of the art, so much stuff, especially the furniture. I had people that came back to my home in Santa Fe several times to buy more. I didn't get a fortune for it. Don't worry about that. I did not get a fortune for it. However, it felt good that I was making other people were becoming happy with my stuff. And there was a 18, 19-year-old girl who came with her mother, and they just built her a studio apartment, and she had nothing in it except a bed. I just furnished her entire apartment.
Wow. Really nice.
Yeah. From the draperies down to the pillows, down to the side table, to a lingerie chest, to storage bins that stack up that are really cool. Yeah, I did that. And I've inspired people recently. I've had people say, I need to do that so badly. And that's their words, not mine.
Well, do you know what I am hearing? I think that you have really exemplified from your book. No, seriously, hear me out. The boomerang effect, because your book, Let That Go, and here you are. I mean, your book, what you write about, what you talk about, you have manifested it to the 100th degree, letting go of it, letting go of these things, these material things. What did that feel like physically for you?
I got to tell you, listen, at the beginning, and here's what happened. I mean, I left the company I was working for, and my wonderful landlord said, who wanted me to live there in her condo forever, said, we're selling it. And your lease is over in a month and a half. What do you want to do? And I thought, I'm getting out of here. That's, I mean, I called 2 people, my Reiki master and Aaron. And they both said, thank you. My Reiki master was like, thank you, God. You are being so pushed out of there. Get out. And I said, okay. And I called an old dear friend of mine here who's here in Dallas, my friend Jana, who does estate sales. She's been wanting to move for a little while. She said, get rid of it. Get rid of everything. Just get rid of it. Just sell it. You can live without it. And I said, you're so right. So I got rid of everything except precious things that I wanted to keep, and things that I required. And I got rid of all of my I got rid of my Neiman Marcus snow globes, all a tub of crystal. Young people don't want crystal anymore. They don't want crystal. They don't want china. They don't want. If you give them silver, if they inherit silver, they sell it. They don't want that stuff. So I got rid of it all, man. I got rid of it all, and a lot of it I donated. I donated a lot of stuff to. Oh gosh, wonderful woman in Santa Fe named Jane Cotton. They have a store that the proceeds go to this. It's not a halfway house. It's a center for women starting over who've been abandoned, who have children. It's a shelter, but they teach them. They wardrobe them. They teach them skills, how to get back in the workforce, how to have a home again. So I donated so much stuff to those people. It was just crazy. And my dear, dear friend Judith in Santa Fe came over several days and just helped me make sense of it and packed what I could cram into my car and put my 2 dogs in the front seat in their kennel and came back to Dallas. And I felt really free. And I still feel really free that I got rid of all this stuff. Because my friend that I'm staying with, we want to move to New Orleans. I don't want to cart all that crap to NOLA. I don't want to spend, I don't want to spend $2,000 on, renting a truck, towing the car, hiring them to load it, hiring them to unload it, or anybody, not just men, but anybody. I don't want to spend all that money. Wherever I'm going, I'll start fresh, and I'm not ever going to collect that much stuff again. I have a huge Buddhist altar, huge Buddhist altar that I inherited from my friend whose mother, who was Japanese, had for many years. It was made in Japan. It was handmade, beautiful. Piece of linen. It's called a butsudan in the middle. I donated that huge piece of wonderful furniture and the huge bell and everything that originally came with it. The incense burner, the candle holders, the stands, everything that came with it, the fake evergreen that went on the altar, the vases. I donated it to my district in Santa Fe, my Buddhist district in Santa Fe. The district leader has a small altar, and she really wanted something a little bit bigger for the members, and the members got a new altar, and they were thrilled, and I was thrilled to give it to them. I didn't pay for it; it was given to me. But we tend to do that in Buddhism. We tend to inherit things, and so when I got here, I just found out that 5 senior Buddhist women passed away. 5 that we all knew. One of them has a home full of things that nobody in her family wants, and one of them is a small butsudan that my scroll will fit in. I have one of the older ones that is huge. It's a big scroll, and it's big enough for it. And they're trying to find me a table to put it on. I'm going to be traveling with a small altar now, not a huge Godzilla thing. Yeah.
Congratulations! Yeah.
That's the story. But I think the moon is.
Uh-oh.
My ruling planet. And when we get to a new moon, I start feeling it. I start getting it. And things I start making decisions with higher consciousness and others that kind of go along with it. Yeah. Anyway, that's the story.
I do believe, especially when we collect things over time, I do believe that things pick up our energy and they carry it. And I do believe that these things that you have let go of and that you have sent on, I think of that young girl that has a new life that she's starting, that you have taken this positive energy and that's just going to permeate throughout her life, throughout her home. And I think she's off to a good start. And thank you.
And artwork and all kinds of stuff. And and I have to shout out to all the people that assisted me in doing this, that assisted me in, packing and cleaning, and it was amazing, and I got out so that my landlord could do some work on it and show it and sell it, which also benefits her. Totally benefits her.
I remember.
And I kept the Carol Channing doll. She's in a sack in my car. I haven't brought her in yet. She's in my truck.
I remember reading once that Shirley MacLaine had a necklace, an amulet, and there was a major fire in Malibu, and she obsessed over the fact that she lost this necklace that she had had since she was a little girl. And then she realized how, in her words, absurd it was that she had allowed this material thing to take over her life to the point that it was destroying her. When I looked at these families in Mississippi, it was very interesting. And I was lying in bed the other night. I was lying on my sofa and I was watching these families in Mississippi. Do you all realize, everybody who's watching this, that area that they tornado went through, those families were living below the poverty line. All of those people who lost their homes, who lost whatever material things they had, were living below the poverty line. Some of them lost family members. But the fact that they lost whatever small belongings they had, they were living below the poverty line. And the rest of us who are thinking about, are we going to get that next role in a show, or we're going to, is that next paycheck going to give us this or that? These people are wondering where they're going to put their heads tonight.
Yeah.
And are,
well, and the same after Katrina.
Yeah.
Same after Katrina.
Yeah.
And the safe in the space that I'm in, is it safe? And then I think about, and I heard this congresswoman say the other night, and she was a representative, and she said, I don't care if this she said, let's stop empowering these shooters with whether they're male or female or transgendered or whatever. All I know is that 6 people's lives were snuffed out. That's all that I care about. 6 people's lives were snuffed out. And we need to focus on that. That's where our energy needs to go. Our energy needs to go there. And, and
love, yeah.
And we are so caught up in these material things, and and you mentioned at the beginning of the show, Aaron, and it's interesting that every time we come together, it's on the full moon. Yeah. Getting choked up on this. We come together over the full moon, and it's the it reflects the light on, and we are seeing with our eyes wide open on the things that we really need to focus on.
That's right. That's right. And like I said before, and you will see if you read it anywhere, this is how we react to it through our filter system. Where's the love? Where do we say, regardless if that person is black, white, yellow, orange, whatever, blue, green, whatever, regardless if they're rich, poor, whatever, is there some way I can react to it through a filter of love, through a filter of support, through a filter of compassion, through a filter of, service, through whatever those words we can put into that, through a filter of balance, where we can say, yes, they're going through that. I get it. I see. We bless them on their path. If I can help them, I can. Now me, how can I integrate this lesson? We're witness to it. It traumatizes us. You know, I saw Linda Moulton Howe. I don't know, a lot of people may know her from we have lots of nods for that. She, on her Wednesday shows, she said that when she saw the school shooting, it kind of surprised her, and she said she stood in front of the TV and cried for hours. She could not stop. It was
Me too.
uncontrollable release of this emotion. And, you know, she's a reporter, so she sees this stuff. She's seen horrible, catastrophic things, you know, and all that kind of stuff. She's a bit aware of it. This time her filters, you know, whatever filter she uses collapsed, and she said it may have been a combination of anger. I don't know. She didn't really go into that, but she couldn't help herself, which just says to me that the spirit of it is too great to ignore. It is too great to turn our back on, you know.
Yeah.
Right after I
got to Dallas, we had a school shooting at the high school. It was like a rival high school from my high school in North Dallas. And I was like, what? You know, I mean, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just over there or in that state or in this city. It's in all of our cities. It's in all of our towns.
You know, but I love what one congressman said. He said, we are too busy wanting to ban books instead of AR-15s, but dead children can't read books. Right. Think about that statement for a moment. And I mean, you know, I just performed in Washington, D.C., and I didn't know this until the next day, but the venue that I performed in that afternoon got a bomb threat because on Sunday afternoons, they do drag time story hour. And but I didn't know that the owner of the venue, because he was calm and collected that night, or seemed to be, had not only gotten a bomb threat at the venue, but he had gotten a bomb threat at home as well. And he was dealing with that as I was getting ready to go on that night. And this, you know, and we all go about our lives, you know. We sit next to people on buses and, you know, and cars and everything else, not realizing what those people in that next car are going through on a daily basis.
Right.
And we need to, you know, think of the bigger picture.
So we can slow down, we can breathe, and we can reboot ourselves and come back into a space that is beneficial for everyone on the road. Everyone, not just me and my personal interest. Of course, me and my personal interest, if I'm really taking care of it, benefits everyone else. So, do you guys want to do a little meditation?
You want to meditate? Okay. Yes. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Okay. Everybody want to meditate? Because we didn't do it last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Good to see
and
you
thank
guys.
you to everyone watching and commenting. It's so beautiful to see your comments in here. Let's I'll start the bowl if anybody wants to lead a meditation.
I think I would like you to do that.
Okay. So we breathe. We agree to breathe. We take a nice, beautiful inhalation. And as we breathe in, we know that we are centering ourselves. And then we can exhale and feel our body relax. Important to relax. Now we can inhale once again deeply and know that we are heard, felt, and seen. We can feel this. And we can exhale and relax even more. Relax. We'll inhale deeply together once again to channel us into the same frequency. And then we can slowly exhale. All this is very slow. And as we are breathing at our own pace, we are connected. We can't be separated because that is not how it works. We are in tuned, and we are responsible for ourselves. We're afraid to take responsibility for ourselves because it's our own creation. When we own it, we can do whatever we want with it. We can fix it, we can sell it, we can share it, and we breathe and absorb it and appreciate it right now. This moment is about appreciating it, about appreciating our responsibility, appreciating what we see as our power in the world, individually. And as we see this, we know that we're not alone in this. We're not alone. We are unified this evening together. We're unified with the groups that we share our lives with. We're unified with our families. We're unified with all that is. We see things that we are appalled by, yet we're still unified with it, which means we can control, we can take responsibility for our part in it. We can reach out to loved ones. We can sit in appreciation and allow our own cup to fill up with appreciation so that we can share that with our loved ones. We can let our cup fill up with love and appreciation and share that with our community. We can let our cup fill up with love, appreciation, and admiration, and acceptance, and allowance. And we won't have to rush around. We won't have to be in a hurry. We can slowly enjoy this moment. We can allow our hearts to open in this moment. We get to allow our hearts to blossom and bloom in this moment. And we can feel this expansion from our heart, blossoming and blooming into the frequency of our home, our neighborhood, our city, our state, our country, our continent, our planet. The electromagnetic field around the earth. It extends to the planets in the solar system. It reflects back to the sun. This is us. This is my individual point of view. And I get to share it with all that is. And as we breathe slowly and deeply, it's really all we have to do. It's all we have to do. We'll see crisis and we can breathe into it and remind ourselves, all I have to do is breathe. We'll see despair and we say, all I have to do is breathe right now into this. We'll see heartbreak. All I have to do is breathe. I can breathe and relax. The next step will be revealed and we will be ready. see the beautiful flower that we are becoming. We'll see the beautiful expansion that we are. We breathe into it. We feed it with divine energy from our own breath, or from our own choice to breathe slowly and deeply. We feel the alignment together. We feel the joy of that alignment. And in this moment, it is all clear. It is all clear. I can remember why I came here. I came here to be this frequency of light and love right here and right now. I came here to be this blossom right here and right now. And without trying, I'm supported by those around me, and those around me support me in this frequency of light, of love, of appreciation, of awareness. I can see myself and say thank you. In this moment, we can ask our guides for guidance. We can thank our guides for their presence. We can remind our guides to try everything they can to get through to us, to help us to see our purpose, to remind me why I'm here. To show me my own light. So we ask our guides, we ask our angels, we ask our higher self, we ask God, we ask the saints, we ask ancestors, we ask ourselves to remember who we are. Right here and right now. And then we say thank you. And so it is.
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Namaste. Amen. Thank you so much, Aaron. That was amazing.
Amen. Happy Easter. Happy Passover. Happy whatever.
Easter, happy Passover. We'll see you next month.
Good night.
Good night.